Play with the best at ufifa.com to get a discount on all your FIFA points and coins. Use the code TVM at checkout. The link is in the description.
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to that time of year again. It is fantasy football time. I'm going to show you my team for the first time ever. I'm going to show you my team before I actually start the league and before we're all underway. Normally what I do with these is I hide my team so no one copies me or has any ideas or basically understands my rationale and then goes with what I'm thinking. But if you guys want to join in the fun, the league is completely free to join. You need to go to the Premier League website, premierleague.com, sign up, make a team, join the league, job done, enjoy yourself. You can join public leagues, you can make leagues with your mates or anything like that if you really want to. Not a sponsored video, although I wish it was. All the information's in the description if you want to check it out. Now for the rest of the video, I'm going to go through my team, the players that I've picked. You can see them on screen, but I'm going to go through why I've picked some of them and potentially ones that I may change out. So we might swap. I'm thinking of a striker that I might switch out for Benteke. But first off, we have the two goalkeepers. Now Pickford is my main goalkeeper. Obviously recently moved to Everton. He's going to be the #1. And Everton are pretty good defensively. I mean, they're not like, they don't get run over every game. So that was my thought process. Plus, you can see here that I have absolutely no money remaining whatsoever. So with that in mind, I wanted to try and keep the price of the goalkeepers down as much as I can, because even though they win you a few points, they don't win you as much as the outfield players. So Myhill is the cheapest keeper I can buy, and he never gets a game really, so that's why I've got him. In the defence, the two over to the right hand side, you can't see my mouse. Happy days. Angel Rangel, or Angel Rangel, whatever you want to call him, and Haidara of Newcastle. Those were the two cheapest defenders I could get, just because you have to pick them. So they're in there just for that reason. And then we have Trippier and Valencia, who are my main two defenders. And then Macaulay, who you need to have at least 3 defenders in your team. What I'm planning on doing is a 3-4-3. Now, Macaulay last season had a very good season. If we go over to defenders, I'm thinking Macaulay will be in here somewhere, or Dawson's in there for 5 million. Dawson would be a potential shout to save. Oh no, he's the same price as Macaulay. I can't quite find Macaulay on the right hand side, so all I have to do is go down to West Brom, and Macaulay will be there. So he's obviously the top. He got 131 points last year. He's a good defender, plays well for West Brom. West Brom have got a very decent side, considering, you know, you look at it and you think, well, actually, I think they're going to struggle. But for whatever reason, they seem to do well. So Macaulay's in there. Now, midfield-wise, I am a Liverpool fan, but I think Mane and Salah this year, Salah, they're going to tear it up. And I feel like I need both of them in the team. I was just going to put Mane in there, because I did have James Milner in defence where Valencia is, but I decided against that, and I've put Valencia in because, again, I think he's probably Manchester United's best defender when it comes to going forward and actually getting assists and goals and doing work up there. So I've decided to put Salah in there as well as Mane. Eriksen was a choice over Dele Alli. Now if we go to Spurs, over here on the right hand side, make sure you can actually see it. You'll see that in the midfield section, do they not have strikers? What's going on? In the midfield section I have prices. There you go. So in the midfield section we have Dele Alli. Last year was actually the best midfielder. He's 9.5 million, which is exactly the same price as Eriksen at 225 points. So 7 points below that we have Eriksen. I've decided to go for Eriksen over Dele Alli because I feel like Eriksen is the most consistent choice. Dele Alli has been good for a couple of seasons, but Eriksen has been good for the last 5-6 years. So I've gone for consistency over new blood, as it were, and throughout the year I'll see what happens, and if I need to switch Eriksen for Dele Alli, I will do. Both fantastic players, but I've just gone for Eriksen over Dele Alli for that reason. Now, the two midfielders I have here, Barry and Romeo, they are the cheapest midfielders I can get, but I wanted cheap midfielders who actually get games. Now, Gareth Barry is unlikely to get that much game time this season, but if he is going to get some game time, he does tend to put in a good shift. And I feel like Romeo, his season is now, I think. If he's going to really step up and perform and be a world-class centre mid, I don't think he's ever going to be like, you know, Barcelona standard or anything like that, but I feel like he can do much better at Southampton, and with Southampton being in the situation that they're in, they need a good season, and I feel like the players are going to need to step up. If Van Dijk leaves, they're going to have a little bit of money to pump in, but I still feel Romeo is going to be one to watch. Not necessarily going to grab loads of goals or anything, but I feel like for a cheap player, could be a decent option. And then my strike force, I'm not quite sure what to think of this. Harry Kane needs to be in there for obvious reasons. Harry Kane is Harry Kane. He's going to get 20 goals a season at least. So we need him in there. I'm going to skip the middle one for a second because that's the guy I'm in an iron about. And then Firmino, obviously he's not an out-and-out striker per se, but he will get games, a lot of games for Liverpool. And if anything should happen to Coutinho, should he leave, for instance, Firmino's still going to be there, and he's going to need to step up again and get even more goals. So I've gone for Firmino, but I may change that at some point during the season. Now, finally, Christian Benteke, a guy that obviously didn't work out for him at Liverpool, went to Crystal Palace and started playing reasonably well. I'm not sure, because 8 million exactly is what I have left. So if I go for forwards here, and I say 8 million is the max I've got left, my options are King, Defoe, or Deeney, pretty much, or Rondon of West Brom. Now, I had Rondon at one point, but it didn't really work out. I can't really see anyone else there on the list. Wayne Rooney is way down there, and Marcus Rashford is down there as well. But Wayne Rooney, yes, he's going to play well for Everton. I think he's a great signing, and I think he's done good there going home. But I don't think he's going to grab as many goals as Benteke in the season. He may get assists, yes, but we get more points for goals. So when it comes to strikers, we want as many as we can get. I am toying with the idea of going for Jermaine Defoe, but Christian Benteke last season, I think, got more. Did he get more points than Defoe, or did Defoe get more points than him? I mean, what am I in? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go to forwards and Defoe. Where's Benteke? Oh, there he is, of course. So Defoe is he's got 30 more points than Benteke last year, but Defoe playing for a new club now. Will he play every game? Not sure. King is there as well alongside him. Actually, two of the most prolific 8 million players. I'm not sure what to do here. So I mean, I've got a little while. I've got a few days before I have to make my final decision. So in the comment section, if you're still watching, hopefully you are, would you go for Christian Benteke or would you go for Jermaine Defoe? Let me know in the comment section, please. I mean, feel free to pick any other player on this list. Would you go for Wayne Rooney potentially? I mean, good player, like I said, going to get a lot of assists. But will he get goals? Danny Welbeck, Gabbiadini is there. Gabbiadini is actually a very good shout because that is a 7 million player. And again, a player that is definitely going to need to step up in terms of playing for Southampton and getting more goals and things. Plus, it frees up another million. So we could potentially improve Macaulay or maybe even improve Gareth Barry for a better midfielder. Not quite sure. What would you guys do? Let me know down below. But we are going to enter that squad anyway for a second. Team name is going to be Park Life Albion because that's what I call my team every single season. My favourite club is, of course, Liverpool. I can confirm I don't want updates. Actually, no, sorry, I do want updates. I'm going to put updates in because every year I try and stick it out to the end of the season. Last year I did reasonably well and I kept it going to about 2 months before the end of the season where I kind of just completely forgot that fantasy football was a thing. So I'm going to get updates on that so that I can stay reminded. And there it is. There is the team. We have everything we could possibly want. I'm going to go create the league now. Create a league. In fact, can I like resume the league? Okay, so the league has been created. It is Sheep Conference North. I'm not quite sure why I can't keep the league going from last season. Normally it allows me to just keep the league on, so whoever was in the league remains in the league and then more people can join again, but I've had to just start it from scratch. So the code is on the screen for you right now, but the code has been in the description the entire time of the video rather. So yeah, with that in mind, that is pretty much it. I'm going to go design a kit at some point, but if you could let me know whether you want Benteke, whether you would pick Benteke, or whether you would actually go for... let me get Gareth Barry out there, put Romeo in, and then get Angel Rangel out and put Firmino in. That is the team that I'm going to start the season with. But would you pick Defoe, Benteke, or would you throw curveball Wayne Rooney in there up front instead? I know a lot of you are going to try and sabotage me, but try and be as nice as you can, because as most people tell me in the comment section, I don't know anything about football, so I need your help. If you have enjoyed this video, do me a favour and smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.